Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is Marquita here with Late Nights Early Mornings. I'm just doing a brief little update on my Aerogarden Bounty Basic. If you've been watching my channel before, you know that this is my second Aerogarden, and my first one is over here. That is the Harvest Slim Elite. And the two things that are growing, if you watch any of my other videos, you'll see about the story behind this particular Aerogarden. It was my first one. And this is the replacement, because when I originally purchased this model, there was a defect with the water sensor. And so I finally, and that was back in February, and I finally got my new one, and as you can see, everything's working properly. But the plants, however, that are in there are the just transferred from the original Aerogarden. And because I am going to be moving soon, in about 3 weeks or so, I'm not going to plant anything new in this one until after I move. So these are just the old things that are regrowing. This is actually the second round of growth coming from these 3 plants. So that's why they're there, and that's all lettuce, if you're not familiar with what that is. So today I'm just going to focus on my Bounty Basic, because it is my newer one, and I have been growing things, this set of pods in here for 2 weeks exactly. Because as you can see on the digital display screen, which it has, it's been 14 days. So on the side where you see the little calendar, that's how long the plants have been growing. And then the little leaf indicates how many more days I have until I need to replace the plant food. And I just put a round of plant food in there, which normally you would do it every 2 weeks. So I just put some in there, and that's why it's back on the countdown. So it will actually count down, and at the end of the 14 days, it will actually tell me where you see the full indicator for the water and such. You will see it turn red, and it says add plant food. And once you add the plant food in, you just hit OK, and it'll go back to the screen that you're seeing now. The water and plant food go right here. You just lift this up, and you'll see the field to here line, which is where you would put how much water you would put in there. And of course the lights are there, and they're currently on. The lights do function on a timer, and that is based on what you're growing. And right now I have the Bounty Basic holds 9 pods, and this is the herb pod set that came with it. So I just want to take a peek at how it's growing. So what you see here, some things grow faster than others, and that's just like with any garden. So that's not nothing bad. Everything has a little sprout. You may not be able to see some of them because they're so tiny, depending on the ones with the plastic hood still over them. But everything has something. Everything has started growing. And if you look on a lot of the labels, this is traditionally what the labels look like. They put the name of the item that you're growing, because it could be, lettuce or herbs or whatever, or a flower. And then they usually tell you how long it'll take until it sprouts. So for this Thai basil, it would usually take 5 to 10 days. And I mean, it's been sprouting for a while. And a sprout doesn't mean like when it's something full and fluffy. It just means when you start to see something like maybe with the mint, there's a little sprout there. I'll get in closer in a second. And even here with the chives, you can see there's a little sprout there. I'm probably going to leave the lid on a little bit longer. For those who are new or not familiar with Aerogarden, they come with these plastic, it's almost like a plastic cup or lid. You can see it here. It's just light plastic, and you can just sit them on top of the pod. If your pod is the sticker and everything is on there, ideally it would fit perfectly, kind of like my mint one here. But either way, I just sit them on top, and what it does is creates a greenhouse effect when the lights are shining on it. So it helps with the growth. It is a recommended best practice to do that, but you do not have to do that. That's all, your choice. If you want to do an experiment and see, hey, if I put this on here, does it make a difference? Or if I put some without and some with, and test it out, feel free. It's not going to harm the plant. It just may slow down your growth progress. And that's about it. So once they start to sprout though, and before they reach, the top of the the cup. You can just take it off and just let them grow like you see these other ones growing. So just a little recap of what's in here, and we'll just look at how they're growing. So I'll start over here on this side. We have Genovese, which I do believe is a form of basil. And this basil is taken off. It was probably one of my first things to start sprouting. We have the mint, which this lid is on perfectly, and I hope you can see where my thumb is. That is actually the sprout. There's the leaf. So it is something in there. It's a little sprout. I'll give it a little bit more time, and then I'll remove the top. And the way mint grows, it won't be long. Back in the back, we have thyme here. We have chives, as I just showed. It is sprouting. Let me move that so you can see. So it's coming along. We have some dill back here in the back, and it's coming along well. And funny enough, I just had a HelloFresh box delivered, and one of my recipes actually had dill in it. So I made a sauce, a cream sauce with dill, and here it is growing in my Aerogarden. Then we have more Genovese basil, which it came with these. This is everything that came in it. So you had like 2 of those, and it came with like 2 of something else, I believe. Just a lot of basil and thyme. There's a lot of herbs. Let's see. Here we go. Thai basil. You see that. I believe this is Italian. I think it's supposed to be basil. There is something down in there. If you look, let me see if I move the top, because I just took a peek at it. And the white is not mold or anything. If you see that picking up on the camera, that's actually it working. And they'll actually make a note about that in the instruction manual. If you read that, you'll see them say, like, don't be concerned. If you see that, that's not mold or anything bad. That is just the growth and development happening down in there. All right, so that was the Italian. And then we have curly parsley at the back, which does have something down in there. But because this globe fits so perfectly on there, like they usually do ideally, take a peek down in there, you can see it's a sprout coming. So things are happening in the Aerogarden world. So I just wanted to get on here and show you guys a little update and give you more information about my Aerogarden. And again, this is the Aerogarden Bounty Basic. It does come in an elite version. The elite version has the Wi-Fi connection with it as well, but they both have the digital screen here, which is really all I need. The Wi-Fi is just an extra convenience, but not something that you have to have. That way you can pretty much get what you see on the screen. You can monitor it on your phone. So that's the main perk to that. And as you can see, this has a clock. It tells you your water, your days, everything. And even on the regular Harvest Elite Slim, you get that same information here with your days and plant food, and your clock. So not bad at all. And this is not sponsored by Aerogarden at all. I'm just sharing my Aerogarden growth progress. For those who may be considering getting one, or considering getting an Aerogarden, or just indoor gardening, or any of that, or maybe you just like to watch. If anybody has an Aerogarden or is thinking about one, drop something in the comments below and ask me any questions you might have, or if it's something in particular that you would like to see me cover regarding the Aerogardens, let me know. And I'll be glad to answer those in a future video. Thank you all for watching, and please make sure that you give it a thumbs up, and also feel free to follow me on my other social media platforms that are listed down below in the description box, and also check out my blog while you're down there as well, and that will also be in the description box. Thanks for watching.